Hello folks, this is Nigel at Spiritual Awareness New Zealand on 9th of July 2017, and I am looking at the weather, and I want to show you something in detail that I'm looking at. I haven't really been paying a whole lot of attention. I've been busy with a lot of other things lately, and so I haven't really spent a lot of time looking at weather modification and so forth, except for the occasional quick kind of look over it. Just watched a video on chemtrails and the whole programs of what's been done in the States, and it's no different here. A couple of days ago we saw some pretty heavy chemtrails over Hawke's Bay and Manawatu area, and they were pretty weird looking, and I did post about that a little bit. I took some photos of them on the phone. I haven't bothered to upload them to the computer or anything. There's only so many things you can do in a day. But it was odd, and it was very obvious. Big chemtrails that were blowing right out into cloud and so forth. And what else? Just trying to think of all these things I'm thinking of and to communicate it. Anyway, there's a lot of bad weather coming over at the moment, and what has been predicted actually is here they're saying about there's rain at first coming from a front that is coming northeast, and it's hitting the North Island with a lot of rain. I'm not going to read all this out, but this front is expected to bring significant. So after this rain is through, there's a significant weather front that they're saying about. Now I got curious because I couldn't see where that was coming from, and because it's talking about bringing snow to the South Island and so forth. And so now I will show you what I'm looking at. Where are we? Okay, so there's a lot of mixed stuff going on here in the New Zealand area at the moment. This is the low I guess they're talking about down here, that they're talking about this bringing snow to the South Island, and fair enough. Okay, so but when I looked on the Australian satellite model, there wasn't much low temperature coming from this area. There was some minus 30 kind of cloud that was coming in this one up here, but nothing from down here. There was just nothing. Anyway, so I'm just saying what I saw. Now let's have a look at this. We'll go to this one. This is the infrared. So I'll go through this and you can have a look. Now what I am seeing here shows weather modification, and I'll show you why. Is because we've got this coming around. It's coming around this, like coming from west to east, and then it's moving in a circular sort of clockwise around this way as it's going. Now here we have all these angles and semicircles and so forth. You'll see coming as this progresses. You see these sharp angles. Now this is all the stuff that doesn't happen in natural weather patterns. You don't get straight lines and clouds like that, and it's very, very straight. And you can see that that's actually something there is pushing that. And this is the EMF technology they're using, square waves and sawtooth waves, and you'll see those there. I'll show you in a moment. And these little circle things, or semicircle if you like. Now if we go to there, you can see how that's straightening out, and it's very clear here. See, a lot of the time when you get this kind of a front coming over, you'll get a full cloud. So both sides of it will have cloud. Not this clearly defined line at the end of it. It just doesn't happen that way. And that's from looking at these over a long period. Now, if you see here, you'll see, okay, we got here's the sawtooth pattern here, right there. See how that's just a boom, 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 right through there. Sawtooth. And you can see all these lines happening. Okay. All different shapes. But you can definitely see that sawtooth there very clearly. Now, that is the infrared, right? And we can't zoom in on this because they don't let us. Although I know that they do have bigger images of this because Ross Marsden from Met Service has sent them to me in the past and told me not to share them around. Where that guy is thinking from, I don't know. Anyway, here we go. So this is the visual images, visible image, and this is at 10 a.m. and you can see, look at that line there and there, right, there's a whole rectangle thing going on there, right? But it's very, very clear line, right? You can't make this shit up, it's like people say I'm fucking seeing things. This is ridiculous. Now, okay, we see a bit of that zigzag pattern here, that sawtooth, if you like, a little bit there. Now, the other thing is that on one side of that, we've got all this sort of like, weathery, this heavy cloud here. And then on this other side, look at this crap in the sky. I mean, it's just so disturbed and aberrated, messed up, that it's just unbelievable. Now, it's got all this, just looks very, very disturbed. Now it's getting dark. Okay, I'll just take it. But you can see these lines very, very clearly defined. And see, there's a line, not that black line, grid line, but we've got something here. There's a rectangle there. Man, this stuff is just dirty sky. It's like that has to be. Oh yeah, here we go. Now look at this. We've got this. Look at these little circles here. Little circles and stuff. It's just really messy, and I don't think it's natural at all. I really don't. Now, they are talking about this cold front coming in, and as I say, I didn't see real low temperatures. I saw nothing. And I can open that one too. God, how am I going to do that? Okay, well, I'll go to here. Okay, let's have a look at this. I'll open that, and meanwhile, I'll have a look at the bottom of this article, just what they said there. There is still a degree of uncertainty in the computer models regarding the midweek severe weather event, so people are advised to keep up to date with the latest severe weather outlook. It is highly likely that severe weather watches or warnings will be issued nearer to the event. That's what they're saying. Okay. Now, I don't even know how they're picking that there's going to be one because what is showing up doesn't indicate it to me. But that's just my viewpoint and I'm allowed to express it. Now, let me just show you. I'll put the coastal thing there so you can see where New Zealand is. And then we will also add the infrared because this shows you the temperatures. Now, see, that's starting to show up. There's a little bit of blue there now, which is minus 50. Okay, that's there, but it's not even coming. A lot of this hasn't even come up from the south. It's coming from Australia, which is weird. Anyway, if only they'd make these things faster. Right, let's have a look here. If I can. Is that as far? I'll just see if I can move this thing, manipulate it. No, I can't get any further to the left. So I can't move this any more to the middle than that. Now, I'll just run this through, and it takes forever to load this damn thing, but you'll see how this goes. What's it going? There we go. Alright. So that light green, or what do you call that, turquoisey, is minus 30, see? And the blue there, you see this blue developing there, well that's minus 50. Okay, well that's only just started becoming obvious blue there now. Right, so we're starting to get a little bit of lower temperature there, but look at where that's coming from. Well, it's being pushed up from the south, true, but it's coming across around this way. Is that what they're talking about? See, that there in itself isn't very big, so how is that going to become bigger? You know, unless they know something is going to happen, or unless they you know, something's planned, that they know that this is going to become bigger, you know, because they've been told it's going to. In other words, somebody's making this happen and saying, well, okay, we're going to have a you know, snow event coming in, and so you better start preparing people for that. But at the moment, that one there, for example, is not a whole lot bigger than what was here earlier on today. It was about the same size as that. It was down here around this area, coming in from the northeast, from up here. So, and it didn't bring snow to the North Island. So, you know, this is sure, it's raining here right now, you know, and it's raining fairly steadily. So anyway, that's where it's at the moment. But what I wanted to point out was that this is clearly, and let me just move that down here. Okay, clearly it's modified weather because of what I was showing you, all this sawtooth stuff. So there we have it. Be interesting to see how this all plays out. Stay safe for those of you in the deep south, and for everyone else as well, of course. And we'll keep on rolling. This is Nigel at Spiritual Awareness New Zealand checking out. Once I figure out how to do it.